All right, we are back. Had a little bit of an issue with the twins crying. That was tough. Nobody was here to assist, unfortunately. So anyway, Brianne is back. We'll go ahead, give you a quick debrief on that call. Let's enable this live streaming again. So it was a good conversation. A little bit of a talker, which is okay. So anyway, the long and short of it is making offers sight unseen. I've done it before. I'm not overly crazy about it. Tomorrow, this weekend, I'll go ahead. We'll do a drive-by. We have the permission to look at the area, and what we'll do is we'll assess the condition the best we can from the outside, run some numbers, and then obviously provide him a offer. Obviously, our goal is to provide a better offer, so that he would facilitate with us. So we'll go ahead, give him a call back. He actually apparently started the Chabad here, which obviously helps develop rapport or further develop rapport. So let me give him a call back. And so I don't know if he finds out that I was raised in a Catholic school instead of a Chabad, it may change the rapport, but we'll see what happens. All right, long call, 18 minutes.
Hello.
Hey, Mark. Sorry about that. The twins were getting a little feisty, and wifey was not home.
The twins in White Meadow Lake.
Yes.
And you send some of your kids to Chabad, and you're not Jewish. It's amazing. Why? why do you send your kids to Chabad? Just like for preschool?
So it's interesting. I have a 5-year-old. His name's Ryden. He just turned 5, and our twins are 4 months old. And when Ryden, I guess, turned 2-ish or whatnot, we were looking for daycare and slash like a preschool, and we interviewed quite a few people, and to be honest with you, it actually came up to like the one that's over by the clubhouse and the Chabad. And if I'm being totally honest with you, every person that we spoke to that has gone to the Chabad or is currently going to the Chabad, we didn't find not even one negative feedback. So that was a huge plus. And then the second one is the cleanliness was a lot better. So we've been very, very happy. Ryden actually just graduated this year, but our twins are 4 months old. So I think they have a little bit before they start with you guys.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So I helped establish that Chabad because my house is Morristown, and I moved to Morristown because of the Rabbinical College.
Oh, okay.
And you have Chabad in White Meadow Lake because the big boss of the Rabbinical College, who's now almost 90 years old and has at least 50 branches around New Jersey under him.
No kidding.
He's like the big mafia don of Chabad in New Jersey. So he gave his son basically a plum position in White Meadow Lake. And when it was just getting off the ground, I helped establish it that time. So Rabbi Herson, obviously, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So he knows me too.
Excellent.
He knows me too. Yeah, and Mrs. Herson and Baumgarten and all the rest of the criminals over there.
Well, it's a great setup, and like I said, we've been extremely happy and looking forward.
What's interesting is that they have Jewish content, and you say you're not Jewish, right?
That is correct. I mean, it's funny because we noticed that not just the daycare, but what they teach there and stuff like that. And Ryden actually he knows Hebrew letters and all that stuff. So it's awesome. I mean, I love the way they.
Right? Is your wife Jewish by chance?
She's not. I mean, my wife isn't practicing, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe Ryden will have a big influence on her. We'll see.
Okay. Well. Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So you're Chabad of White Meadow Lake, and that's very interesting. Yes, I know the gang over there. I mean, I've been gone for a few years, but I used to be there every week, checking on something called an Erev. If you've heard about the Erev over there, a certain perimeter around the town. a village, whatever you call it, that enables the Orthodox Jews to carry within that perimeter on the Sabbath.
Oh,
Whatever.
okay.
So I was there every week for a couple of years, every week driving around,
No kidding.
driving around,
Why
checking like 300 telephone poles, whatever.
why did you stop?
I stopped. I think they just put one of their own people to do it. Plus, I've moved away, but they stopped. They had to pay me, and they just used one of their own staffers because they had enough staffers to do it. So they basically said, well, they'll cover it ourselves.
Understood. I got you. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
where are you located?
As a matter of fact, I walked there from Morristown on a holiday. I remember 11 miles walking over Route 10 when
Wow.
they did not have the building yet there on the Torah, whatever it's called. I forget there. Torah Way, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
When they rented the Veterans of Foreign Wars Lodge. Okay, they were still just renting a little place, and we walked there to help because you need 10 men to have services on a holiday. So on a holiday we don't drive either. So me and another fellow walked from Morristown to help make up that they have 10 men and that it was lively and we're dancing and singing and everything. So we walked from Morristown to the Veterans Lodge there, in the center of right near where actually the synagogue is now too. It's right there in that little complex.
Correct. Right. That's amazing. 11 miles. Well, that's I run once a week right here in the lake there, but 11 miles to Morristown, that's quite the feat. So
yeah, we just walked. Plus, I was at the time. I guess I was probably upper 30s, maybe 40 years old.
Okay. Well, that's around my age. I'll be 43 in August. I'm a lifelong resident here in White Meadow Lake. Actually, my great grandparents bought one of the first houses here. So
no.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Let me just test you. White Meadow Lake has synagogues. They had that conservative synagogue where the rabbi retired about 30 years ago or so. He retired. They had a conservative synagogue, and now they have an Orthodox Chabad, but there are no churches. How come?
That I would not know. That's
I could tell you.
Tell me.
I can tell you about your own town, where you came from, where you're born and bred. Why?
Yeah.
Because there was a Jewish builder there, probably around the 20s or so. So basically, he's a Jewish builder who was sick and tired of the Jews being excluded all over Jersey and elsewhere. Jews not allowed in the country clubs and the golf clubs, and here and not in here, and not in those synagogues. And he just said, basically, I'm going to build a town here. And it was basically mostly like summer cottages for people,
Correct.
whatever.
Yep.
And they used to do ice harvesting from the lake. In fact, they used to do ice harvesting, whatever. And he said, he did the bylaws, and he said synagogues are okay and no churches in this town.
No kidding. I had no idea.
It was kind of like revenge against the places that they didn't allow the Jews or synagogues to come.
Right. So that's written in there. There's never allowed to be a church here in White Meadow Lake.
Well, they may have changed it, and certainly now it would be subject to a constitutional challenge.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if that would pass. You know what I mean? Or whatever they did in the 20s, that wouldn't pass either. You know what I mean? They'd be in court for the constitutional challenge right away. But it passed then. Nobody sued. Nobody thought of suing, or maybe the laws were different. But basically, that's what he did. So you have synagogues but no churches.
That's wild. Well, I appreciate the history lesson. That's the first time I'm hearing that. So
interesting, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, Mark. Where are you located? Are you in Morristown? Because I'd love to meet you if we stop at the houses. Okay. Will you be around?
No. I go to Morristown almost basically once a week.
Okay.
My story. I don't know if I told you my story before, but in short, the house in Morristown that we're talking about. We moved. I first came to Morristown to study at the Rabbinical College. We lived there for a few years. We had 4 kids there, and we bought the house in 1991. And we had 4 more kids, 8 kids, right? Wow. Yep. The 8th kid is multiply handicapped. She's now 19 years old. She is nonverbal, doesn't say a word. She's got a genetic problem. She's still in diapers. She's a handful, to put it mildly. She's a handful.
Okay.
And her mother ran away 8 years ago. Her mother ran away. So I have this child by myself, essentially, by myself. Right. And the Hersons know me and her, and the kids, as a matter of fact. The Hersons know us very well.
Right.
Sarah Herson and Asher Herson, even Baumgarten, also, everybody knows us because we were in Morristown for many years. Okay? like I say, I even walked 11 miles to help him with his quorum to have prayer services, years ago. Anyway, so she left basically a handicapped kid. Once I got the kid by myself, I saw that New York State gives 20 times the amount of help for special needs kids as compared to New Jersey. In New Jersey, we got almost nothing. And New York is there's tons
Okay.
and tons and tons of help.
Right.
So I took an apartment in Rockland County like 4 years ago for myself and my daughter. I have an empty 4-bedroom house, the one you're interested in. It's an empty 4-bedroom house. Okay, I'm paying taxes and everything. And I took a 1-bedroom, 3rd floor walk up in Muncie, New York, Muncie, Rockland County, an
Right.
Orthodox area. And here basically I'm getting 10 times the services, 20 times the services that New Jersey offered.
Right.
So am I in the house? Am I in Morristown? No.
Okay.
But I go once a week because the house is still mine, and I check up on the house, and I get the mail, and so on and so forth.
When
And
do you-
that's why the house is for sale. Because basically my kids are grown. In fact, the youngest is 19, the handicapped one. And I
Right.
have 14 grandchildren already.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mhm.
Well, I'll tell you what.
When I first, What?
If for whatever reason I can't get there this weekend, do you usually go the same day each week?
no, I will be there. I have an eye doctor appointment in Denville next Wednesday. So once I'm in Denville, my doctors and so on are still in Jersey. I still have New Jersey health insurance. So I basically, all my doctors and whatever. So I have an eye doctor appointment next Wednesday in Denville, and then I go down and check on the house, get the mail, and so on. So perhaps I can meet you in Denville even. It's
Yeah.
probably not too far from you on the Wednesday.
No, that would be excellent. What time are you thinking? Like morning or afternoon?
I have an appointment. I can tell you exactly. I have an appointment in Denville. Hold on. On Denville, what's the 19th? At 12:45. It's on. I forget what it's called. You go. It's a big medical building there, not far from a hospital, I think.
Okay.
I forget the address. Dr. Morano, an eye doctor.
Right.
Dr. Morano, I forget the name. It's a big medical building. It's 3 or 4 stories there, around the corner from the center of Denville there.
Yeah. It's right off of probably Diamond Spring Road and whatnot. That sounds
You know
good.
the name of the street there? I know how to go there. I forgot the name of the street even.
Yeah.
Look it up.
I'll tell you what I could do. So if you're there at 12:45, your appointment probably what, half hour, you think?
Yeah, 12:45 is the appointment, but sometimes you don't go in right away and
Right.
whatnot.
Why don't I meet you there at 1:30 on Wednesday? And if if things change or whatever, if it's held up, whatever, I'm only a town away, so I'm pretty flexible. But if you want to shoot for
Okay.
that, yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay. It could be, I could be like, I can't say for sure how long I have to undergo a certain test.
Of course.
They diagnosed me with glaucoma a few weeks ago, and they want me to undergo a certain test, field of vision test, whatever. And so I don't know, if they take me right away or how long that'll be.
Yeah.
But if you come at 12:45, chances are they don't take me right away, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll be there around that time.
You know what I'll do, Mark?
If you call me, I could wait to meet you, basically.
Yes.
You know which building I'm talking about?
Yeah, roughly. I mean, if you give me the address, I've been there obviously with the twins. Check up.
But just look up Dr. Morano, Marano, Morano, eye doctor in Denville. I forget the name of the street there, but the 4-story medical building.
16 Pocono Road. Got it. Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do.
16 is that what it is?
Yep.
Pocono Road, really?
Yep. And I'm assuming this is your cell phone, Mark?
Right, correct.
All right, perfect. So what I'll do is when I hang up with you, because I'm calling from my desk phone, I'll go ahead. I'll shoot you a text from my cell phone, and what I'll do is I'll call you Wednesday, morning sometime just to confirm everything's good. And then I'm only one town away, so if we meet before or after, it's whatever's easier for you.
What a coincidence! You want to know who I am? You talk to Asher Herson, Sarah Herson, Baumgarten, any of those characters.
That sounds great. Well, I
They know
appreciate.
me. They know the wife that ran away. They know why she ran away. They know my handicapped kids. In fact, they know the house. I'm pretty sure they've been to the house also.
Oh, okay. Are they going to tell me you'll give me a great deal on it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, to me, the great deal is the offer I just got after basically just sloughing everybody off for 4 years. I tell you the truth, been sloughing off realtors, investors for 4 years now. I'm
Yeah.
not ready. I'm not ready. I haven't done anything. I haven't done. It's the truth because I'm busy. I'm here in Rockland County with my handicapped kid. I don't have time to go and pack and move by myself, etc. I have to drive down there, put in a couple hours of work, and run back for her. She can't be. The bus can't pull up with her, and there's nobody here. I have her by myself.
Right.
So, but this whole new idea came up. I tell you, with basically this other investor, basically a competitor, who basically said, "We'll do everything and we'll pay for everything."
Yeah.
We'll pay for everything and we'll do everything. Obviously, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're doing it for a discount on the price.
Right. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because the way I operate is I don't treat every homeowner the same. I understand that everyone's scenario is unique. So in a lot of these operations, they're cookie cutter, right? Every scenario is treated just like an assembly line, so to speak. I like to understand more about your situation so that I could better provide you a solution. And what I'll do is when we hang up, I'll also text you a link to all my reviews. I definitely would recommend checking that out. There's about 40 on Google, and just go ahead and look at what the homeowners have to say there. The common response is really essentially that, like, hey, Ryan went beyond just buying our house. He impacted our lives, so to speak. So my goal would be not just to buy your house, but yes, what can I take care of to alleviate your problem so that you say, hey, Ryan not only bought my house, he took care of my headache.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate that. In a way, they're doing the same thing because they came up with a solution to a problem. They'll do everything, they'll pay for everything. So
okay.
In a way like you're doing it, and that sounds great. And in a way, these people are doing it as well.
Okay. Well,
it's the first time I heard that in 4 years from anybody.
Okay.
I explain my situation. Why am I not ready to go ahead? Like, I have a house and essentially, I'm paying taxes for 4 years, for God's sake.
Yeah. And they're not cheap.
It's not an Airbnb. I'm not renting it out. Nothing. It's just. I could have rented it out for $100,000 for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
No, you're right.
Easily.
No, for sure. I'm with you. With New Jersey taxes and whatnot, having a vacant house is not an easy feat for most people. So, well, it was awesome talking to you. I look forward to meeting you next week.
Yeah. What's your last name, by the way? What's your last name?
It's Paliukaitis. It's a Lithuanian last name. Most people think it's Greek.
Spell it again. Say it again.
It's pronounced Paliukaitis. And
Paliukaitis?
Yes, Paliukaitis.
Paliukaitis.
Yeah.
Sounds like a disease. All right. Paliukaitis.
Hey, you're bringing back childhood trauma.
Paliukaitis.
There you go. You got it.
That's inflammation of the of the polycot.
Well, what did my father used to say? He used to say that, yes, it's the disease, but I guess with the women, right? They may catch it. I don't know. Something about kissing girls. I don't remember, but I'll have to teach my son.
And your wife married you anyway, right?
That's true. So, all right. Well, hey, it was awesome talking to you. Have a great weekend, and we'll meet next week.
Yeah. To Orthodox Jews, already in White Meadow Lake, you say good Shabbos.
Yeah, I was about to say that. You got so, good Shabbos. And,
all right. Okay, I'll see you next Wednesday. Man.
All right, you got it. Take care, Mark. Okay. All righty. So that was 2 separate calls, same homeowner, just following up. That was actually the longest call that we had live. And typically speaking, when I have my agents and even myself on the phone, you really try to keep it concise and try to get through, take care of business and then, move on to the next. Obviously longer conversations, but that is important, right? To understand their problems, to further build the rapport. I would say that this additional call definitely furthered the rapport. Now, notice there wasn't a ton of conversation about the house. It was all about personal stuff, community or mutual acquaintances, etc. Again, all that goes along to build a rapport. So what I'll do is I'll try to see if I can have my partner, if he's in the area, do a drive-by just to give me a little insight for the weekend. But obviously look forward to meeting him. The goal would be, obviously, if we met him and then went to Morristown, to obviously hopefully get access to the inside. So nonetheless, good call, friendly guy, looking forward to meeting him. and we'll keep you posted on that. So let's see what we got. 20 minutes. I'm getting some errors on the streaming. Hopefully you guys are still hanging in there. 30 days of cold calling. We are wrapping up almost, well, I guess Monday will be 2 full weeks. But we're approaching the end of week 2 here. And looking for a real estate deal in 30 days or less by doing 1 hour a day of cold calling prospective, motivated homeowners of problem real estate. So another thing to kind of elaborate on a little bit, right? What was his motivation indicators? Well, he's obviously out of state, right? And so it's a vacant home. It's not all up to date. It's not being rented. And as we discussed, holding costs, especially for paying New Jersey taxes in good areas, like Morristown, that could add up quickly. So he also has a special needs kid. It's been 4 years vacant, I believe he mentioned. So the reality is it's probably going to sit vacant until he just goes ahead and does something. Now, the other person that pitched him this scenario of, hey, we're going to hire the movers and he could kind of point and pack and all that stuff. That's something obviously that we could provide as well. But the better I understand of what his problems and his pain points are, the better we can go ahead and orchestrate a custom solution to him. So if you notice, that I was saying, hey, listen, we're not operating on like a cookie cutter type scenario. We want to hear about your situation and how we can better provide you options. So let's see, we got 21 minutes there and 20, let's see, it's 20-ish there. So I think we got about another 10 or 15 minutes of cold calls. Let's see if we can have some more good conversations. Let's even get Neil. We're supposed to make an offer. All right, Magic Jack's up and working.
The number you are trying to reach.
All right, Neil doesn't want to talk to us tonight. So we'll keep moving forward here. Okay. So I'm just bringing up some of these older leads that we've talked to. Wow, we first talked to this person in 2013. Let's see if they still own it. It looks like we talked to them on and off since.
Your call has been forwarded. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
According to the notes, we haven't heard from that person in 2 years. But they still own it, so we can go ahead and skip trace, try to find some updated information on them.
Hello, you reached the cell phone of Frank.
Frank. No answer from Frank. That one's marked as dead. Why? Oh. Sold. That's why it's marked as dead.
Hello, I'm sorry I'm not available. Please leave your name.
All right. Everyone's on Friday weekend mode.
Hello?
Hey, is this Walter?
Hello? Yeah.
Hey, Walter. My name's Ryan. I spoke to you a couple months ago about your property on Pennsylvania Ave.
Yeah.
I just wanted to follow up with you. Is that something you're still interested in selling?
Not really.
For the right price?
Not really. Not unless I can get 300 for it.
Oh, wow. You increased it over, I think last.
300, man. It's sentimental to me. Like I grew up there, so
Right. I got you.
The house behind me went for 300 though.
Did it?
I know it's a lot bigger, but it's less property, less land.
Right. I mean, I'll check it out. But when we spoke last, it was a couple months ago. You were at 250. Did you do any work to the place?
Nah, I ain't do nothing to it. I ain't do nothing. I put 300, man.
you just got a stronger emotional a stronger 50K emotional attachment worth, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So the best number though, Walter, really is 300.
Yeah. I ain't no lower than that.
Okay, I got you. I mean, if I'm being honest, I think there's more than what we could pay, but let me run some numbers, and we'll get back to you.
All right, get back with me.
All right, my man. Thank you. Have a good weekend. All right. So, cool guy, fun conversation. Again, not everybody is motivated, right? And when he said some keyword there, he said, "No, I got an emotional attachment." Now, that's an important thing because somebody who's emotionally attached, it's going to be a tough scenario, right? Somebody who's emotionally detached, it's going to be a lot easier. And the difference of conversations would be, I just need to get rid of this thing now. I just want to be done with this house. I can't wait for this headache to be over. That's somebody who is clearly disconnected from the house. Somebody who is, hey, it's been in the house for many generations. I grew up there. Hey, it's sentimental, all that stuff. It's a tougher challenge. So unless there's some major underlying motivation factor, usually that's not something that would make sense for an investor per se. So with that said, we'll update the notes, and it doesn't look like, typically we would go ahead if it made sense, pitch a listing. But from what the data that I have here, I believe even at his 250 from a few months ago is still too high. So I'll update this. All right. So that note's in there. Let's see if we can get another couple calls before we sign off. See how we're doing on time. Hopefully you guys are doing awesome. If you're just joining, We're doing 30 days of cold calling. And there we go. Okay, there's the window. 30 days of cold calling, an hour a day, trying to land a real estate deal. I keep getting these errors, so I hope you guys are getting this stream okay. So let's get through a couple of these. Ice cream trucks, music in the background.
Hello?
Hey, is this Christine?
Yes.
Hey, Christine, my name's Ryan. I don't know if you remember speaking to me and Pamela from my team. We've been speaking to you on and off for a couple years about your property on Cameron Ave. And I just wanted to follow up.
Oh,
Yeah. I know when we spoke last, you, I guess, were cleaning out some stuff, going through belongings and all that. And I just figured I'd check up on you, see how you're making out, and if now's a good time.
well, right now I actually am tied up with a group that I have to use when I'm ready to sell.
Oh.
I can't think. I'm not at home to be able to look it up. I can't think right now who it is.
Oh, okay.
But
You mean like with an agent?
I'm out. Huh?
Did you mean like with a realtor that it's tied up, or?
It's a realtor, and and I'm tied up for once I put my house up for sale, it'll be for 6 months, and then after 6 months, if it's not sold, then I can go with anybody that I want to.
Oh, I see. I mean, it's too bad you didn't put us in as an exclusion, because I'm also a licensed agent. But so let's say we were talking as we have been for the past 2 years, and then you decided to list. Well, I would be put in as an exclusion because we were communicating beforehand. So let's say I bought it from you, you wouldn't have to pay commission to the agent, and it would be cheaper for you. And obviously.
I wasn't thinking, but right now I can't really talk about it. I'm with some people.
Oh, understood. Okay. Well, I'm still interested in the property. I don't mind giving an offer through your agent. So do you want me to give you a call sometime this weekend?
Yeah, that'll be good, and then I can give you their information. I don't know how soon it's going to be with my husband being in a nursing home.
No worries
at
all.
I don't know how long
Not a problem.
How long it'll be before I'm ready to sell.
I've been doing this full time since 2009, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So if it's 6 months, a year, 2 years, I'm ready when you are. So enjoy your evening.
Okay.
Have a good weekend, and I'll be in touch, and we'll get that all squared away and see how we can make an offer through the agent once you guys are ready.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sounds good, Christine, and have a good night. We'll talk soon.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. So, both good and bad. Obviously, bad because when you have more parties and obviously an agent that's going to list it on the open market, what does that mean? Open market means that we're going to have competition. It also means, and in this market with low inventory and people overpaying, if the house is in decent shape, most likely it's going to go then to a retail buyer. If it's in rough shape, but it's only going to go to a cash buyer. Still a little skeptical of us getting the house just because of the price points that people are paying. But with that being said, definitely would like the opportunity. You never know what will transpire. And, my pitch to the realtor would be, hey, even though I'm a licensed agent, I would like you to represent me as well. What does that mean? That means that they will double end, or they will get the commission on both sides, as opposed to, let's say, another offer coming in, which they have to split the commission. So if I can go ahead, get a jump before it actively hits the market, if I'm in contact with that agent and say, hey, listen, I'd like to come in with a strong offer, you represent me, and this thing can be sold, rather quickly, might make sense for that agent. So we'll go ahead and update the notes on this one. And all right. So we'll go ahead and see where that one goes. And I think that got us through most of our queue that I had lined up for today, right? Yep. All right, let's see how we did on time. 36 minutes, 23. So we're just at the end here. So we will end off on that note. Now notice we didn't get a huge call volume. However, we had better quality conversations. So we have one potential deal on the line that's without any agents. Obviously, there is a potential or there is competition from another buyer that already has put their offer with all the terms and all that fun stuff. So we'll have to get all our ducks lined up in a row and again further build that rapport and hope that we can get the deal. With this lady right here, again, little challenges. It's going to be listed with an agent. Nonetheless, we'll see what happens once we reach out to them. We might be able to make something happen before it hits the market. So on that note, we have Festival Day here, White Meadow Lake. If any of you guys are in Jersey and you're somewhat close to Morris County or Rockaway, in which White Meadow Lake resides, it'd be awesome to have you guys come on by. It's a good time for family, kids, the whole nine. And I will still be doing our hour-long calls. I'll just have to see in between all the events going on. So we'll check in then. Again, appreciate you guys following along. Hope you find some value in this. And on that note, we will see you tomorrow.